Hello guys, I'm going to show you today how, well, a small route you can run to get some glowing resin. Glowing resin's scattered all around the area, but I'm going to show you a small route you could take to get 50 plus glowing resin. Just about each trip. Sometimes, I've gotten up to 88. Now, I'm sure there's more that you could get that I missed. But if you see where I'm at, look, there's one. What we're doing is we're going to follow these train tracks for most of the way. We're starting at this train station, and we're gonna go around and just follow the train tracks, just looking closely as you can, because it is hard to see. It's better actually to do it at night because the glowing resin has a slight glow where you can see it. Um, but all we're gonna do is take our time looking down the side, because I don't remember exact locations of each one. I don't do it often, but you can see it off in the distance for each one of these glowing resins. Just follow the train track, look each direction, side to side, and boom, there's another one. Now what I'm doing is I'm circling the tree, because there's a lot of times more than one on a tree, and it may be on the back side, maybe on any of the sides. So you always check. Just go ahead and circle around the tree where you find one, because you might find more around the back side of it. Now they spawn on the trees are pretty much, it's the same tree pretty much, but it's random how many you can get off of one tree. Sometimes you might get 3 off one single tree, sometimes you might only get 1. Make sure you equip the card to make sure you get 2 of them. Green thumb. And as you see there, I actually missed a spot. I seen it playing back the video. But there is another one there that you can get, just coming down these train tracks. Alright, as you continue on, now what happens, I end up in one of these rad storms, and it actually gets quite hard to see. That's how I missed that one, because I was too busy trying to focus and see through the storm. I wasn't really paying that much attention. But as you keep going down these train tracks, you keep looking left and right, checking. It's hard to see to the left because of that storm. But then I find one right here. I come back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop and start over when the storm's gone. Alright, now that in front of me is actually White Springs. You can go to there and run the outskirts of White Springs and find many more glowing resin. I'm not going to do that because I'm trying to show you a guaranteed route all the time, which White Springs is guaranteed, but this is, like I said, just going to get you 50. Do you always need more than 50? Maybe, but most of the time you don't use more than that. So now what you do is you take that left and start following the road up once you get to this 4-way. And now I'm following the road up, looking left to right, checking the spots to see. And now if you look up in the distance, there's another. Anytime you come up to an area to grab one of these, go ahead and look around just to make sure that there's not another one right nearby. As you can see, I'm circling the tree just to make sure that that tree doesn't have 2 on it. But just in this one little area, following the road, I look up and there's another one up the hill there. So I'm going to go ahead and run up the hill, grab it. In these wooded areas, there's probably many more out there that you can run and get. But for an easy route to take, just stick to the road. First the train tracks, then you take that left, stick to the road, and you'll follow it on around. I'm running back down to get back to my spot where I actually came up at, so I don't skip anything. Now you look, as I'm coming down, looking straight down, I see another one right off the edge of the road. Alright, circle the tree, make sure there's not more than one. Like I said, a lot of these trees will have, I've seen up to 3 on a tree. And I'm pretty sure that's your random chance, whether getting 1 or getting 2 or even 3. Continuing to follow up this road, and I spot another one. You take your time. Once you get the hang of it, you run it several times, you eventually learn where they're all at. And you don't have to kind of take your time and look around. You can just sprint through it and run exactly where you want. But this gives you a general idea of where to go and look. For some reason, was aggroing that blackberry bush looking up, and it threw me off. I was trying to see what I was supposed to be getting there. Look, right to the other side of the road, another one. Head back to the road. I'm gonna. It is also a good idea to always look behind you periodically to check, because sometimes, like I said, you might only have one on that tree, and it may be on the opposite side of what you can see from. So turning around and looking behind you may actually yield you another one that you missed because it wasn't on the side that you could see coming up the road. So turning around and looking behind you may find another that's on the back side of the tree that you couldn't see. As we're going through, just continuing up the road, this tree actually has two on it, one on each side. And I do look up high because every now and then there is one not up just above your head. You don't have to jump or anything to reach it, but it's just right above your head. We continue to follow the road, and we're still finding them right off the side of the road. Like I said, always check around each side of the tree. If I remember right, this tree most of the time has three on it. Two on that ground level, and then one's actually up kind of high on that cliff level. We're on our way to a fork in the road, which divides up, and I'll show you what we're going to do here. You don't really see much here. I'm sure there's more there than what I can see, which there is some on that side, but I'm not going to go get that right now because I'm actually coming up to this fork in the road, and I'm going to take the side to the left and go up a little ways. I'm not going to go all the way up. But here's the fork in the road. It goes that way to a place, straight, there's another road, and then this way. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this way. The group that I seen, that I jumped up and seen, we're going to go ahead and get that, which is on this road, or right off this road, which has at least two. We're only going to continue up a little bit more because once you get up so far, you're changing areas, and it becomes a big dead spot for this glowing resin. You may find one here and there, very scattered. This spot actually has two. Now, what I do is I always go ahead and look around just to make sure there's nothing else nearby. And instead of continuing down the road, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and go back towards the fork in the road. Now all this area straight down this hill from here, you could probably go through the woods and check tree by tree and find several more that's not along this road, but the quickest way to do it is just run this road, get you 50 plus, and then go do your crafting or whatever it is you need to do with it. Now I'm going to go ahead and go straight down this road, which I turned left when I got here earlier, just to get those extra two, which actually turned into was four because each tree had two on it, and then I'm also got green thumb on, which doubles that, so I actually ended up with 8 just going down there to grab them two. This road doesn't have a whole lot through the center here. There is a spot here and there, but I'll show you why we're going to continue on this route. By the time you get here, you could technically just sprint once you learn the one or two locations that are down here. And like I said, some of these trees may have spawned the stuff on the back side and you just can't see them. There may be more there that I missed this round. It's hard to remember when you do so much of this running around looting. I make a lot of my own chems, so I'm constantly running, grabbing this, grabbing that, so it's hard to remember exactly where everything is. You get a general idea of where they are, and then you just kind of search for them in that area. But I found this road to be a lot easier of a path to take than running through the whole biome looking for glowing resin. It yields a pretty high amount, way more than you actually need most of the time. And then you can do it again after they respawn, which I think is usually 24 hours. I could be wrong, it could be a little less. But what you're going to do is when you get to this rock here, this cliff, it's a straight shot right back down to the train station. So you're just going to go ahead and turn at this, and you can, like I said, you can go through this whole wooded area and probably find several more that I didn't show on this video, but you turn at that cliff and you just make a straight path straight down going towards that train station, and you'll pick up a few more on the way down. All you that run around and do your own gathering, you know this isn't quite the fun you usually like to have, so it's nice to have a little short video to show you a good, quick location to run through and get what you need and get it done and move on to the next. So I'm going to keep continuing down. There's another one right there. And this whole area is going to have spots here and there scattered around. So, I mean, you could take the extra time and run from tree to tree, you know, looking all the way in this general area. And you'll probably find several more. Get yourself loaded with them. And they're scattered through this whole biome, just not as rich as they are right here. And not as a straightforward path to walk through to see it as you're going as this area right here. I see one, and I'm assuming somebody else came in the area because I can't pick this one up because I already picked it up when I went through. So I'm assuming somebody new came in the area, it spawned there for them, but since I already picked it up, I can't do it again. Now we're back at pretty much the train station. It's on the other side of this area here. There is one more I'm going to be getting from here. Just to go ahead and close out this area. Now, like I said, you can go over to White Springs and get probably another 4 or 5 spots. See, that area I already got. That's where we came through to begin with. I'm going to show you what I already have. I have exactly 50 from that little short run. This video is 15 minutes long, and it would take a lot less than that if I wasn't, you know, taking the time to point it out and everything. If I was just running through to get it, you know, it would have been a lot less time. Probably 10 minutes at least. Run through, grab your 50 resin, and a lot of times even more, because a lot of those trees that only had one on, a lot of times they'll have 2 to 3. And maybe even the ones that had 2 on it may only have 1 by the time we do it. But it ranges anywhere from 50 to, I would say, even 100 if you took the time to run through the trees. See, and there's also one right here. This is the last one I grabbed. But that would be it. That's my route that I run for glowing resin. Figured I'd show everybody. I mean, even looking over at White Springs right there, there's one I seen on the tree there. There's a couple more down through there. But anyways, that's it. I hope you liked it. I hope it was helpful. If you did like it, leave me a like, and thank you.